tempting as a DP with access to a decent kit to just throw up a bunch of lights and shape a perfect shot. But a lot of time the best solution is actually less lights or removing light, especially light you can't control. This is where negative fill comes in. Negative fill is a tool that all DPs know well and has had a huge impact on modern commercial and TV cinematography, with a push for deeper and deeper shadows as cameras continue to have an increased dynamic range. So what exactly goes into negative fill, and how do some more fresh DPs get it wrong? To understand negative fill, it's a good idea to understand what fill light is. Fill light is used to reduce the contrast ratio on the subject in frame or to bring up the ambience of the environment in frame. Or more simply, it's a more dim source than your key light. Alright, sweet. What does that have to do with negative fill? All surfaces have an ability to bounce light off of them, whether this is a bounce cart, walls, floors, ceilings, or some guy on set wearing a white shirt. This is why you wear black clothing on set. Negative fill does the opposite. Because it's a grade on the lower side of 18% gray, it will absorb light rather than bounce or reflect it. So in situations where there's too much fill light, you can add some negative to soak up some of that light. This is common with scenes shot in houses with white walls where light spills everywhere. Two common mistakes I see with negative fill are: 1, the negative is too small; 2, underexposing versus adding negative. Now the size of your negative is subjective, but just like a large light source creates more appealing light on the subject, so does a large negative source. Size and distance of the source works exactly like a light. The larger the source and the closer to your subject the negative is, the more evenly it will appear on the subject and the smoother it will wrap around them. Bradford Young has been quoted as saying the first thing he'll do when entering a location is cover every surface we don't see on camera in negative material, sucking all ambient light away so the source of light becomes very intentional and controlled. Now the flip side, and hopefully this is easy to understand, underexposing your image is not the same as removing light. You should still be exposing your images properly and then using negative to remove light in the environment. Underexposing your image leads to noise and artifacting, and it's going to look underexposed versus an image where there's absorbed light. So here's a simple run through of setting up some negative fill in a scene. You just need a solid black fabric. I have a few of these that I've purchased from fabric stores, but it could really be as simple as a folded black bed sheet, or as the sophisticated cinematographers of us put it, use some bid liners. Garbage bags. And a pro tip, and this goes for lighting as well, not everything has to be vertical to your subject. You can also use negative above and below your subject to absorb light from different directions. There you go. Now you're a negative fill master. Every single shot you create has this abyss just off camera, sucking away all light, creating these beautifully dramatic images. So what's next? You might want to check out this video on creating soft lighting. Super important to understand the fundamentals of creating soft light as a cinematographer. But anyways,